What happened with the great corona up top was very interesting because John didn't know what to do with the corona. And I said, I've got an idea, which may be the right one. What's that? Well, I said, I've just been reading Dante, and right at the end of the Paradiso, there is a description of the Holy Trinity, which Dante produces, and it's three great eyes of different colours, each one winking at the other. And there was a silence. And after 3 or 4 minutes, John Piper said, "It's a pity Dante didn't tell you what to do with the rest of the cathedral."
A full-scale cartoon of the window was painted by the artists in Piper's studio, the ribs between the panels indicated by black lines. The glass in the corona had to be load-bearing. The solution was to use dalle de verre.
A dalle is a paving stone in France, and they'd invented it to get rid of the idea of leadwork. And it was fixed into concrete, and you had the colour one next door to another, and you had this wonderful vibration of one colour to another. And it wasn't painted, and the shapes weren't very subtle, but the interval was good. That interval structure was da-dum, 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 bum, 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 ding, bum, bum, was very, very important. And maybe we wouldn't have been successful in it in the same way had we not done a lot of ordinary stained glass first. It's not for nothing that John had designed for the theatre. And Liverpool, in a sense, the bottom part of it anyway, was a theatrical pulsation, giving you a certain emotional stance, and you had to keep your emotions in that marvellous sort of way. Yes, it was contemplative, if you like, but it was, don't think you're important, it's the whole atmosphere of the thing which is important. It is really a composite theatre decor, but a religious theatre decor, why not?
This is one of a whole series which formed the retrospect of churches, and he intended to actually explore qualities of lithography as much as possible because this subject of churches gave him that opportunity. And St. Nicholas is a case where he actually began the idea by drawing on lithographic transfer paper, which is an old traditional method of making an image onto specially coated paper, which is then brought into the studio and pressed down through a machine onto the stone surface. After drawing the body of the church in very dense black, with
So it's almost like a silhouette, isn't it?
It's almost like a silhouette, and architectural details to left and right. He then took a lithographic pen and ink and completed some calligraphic treatment of architecture on either side of the building, finally ending up in the sky with lithographic crayon touches which give you these gestural marks around the building. The red, which is very bright scarlet red, meant as a contrast, I think, to the dense black that you see in the foreground.
And it sort of pulls it up, doesn't it?
It makes
Otherwise
it quite a dramatic treatment of this church.
It's actually quite a complicated process. It's sort of three or four different elements.
That's right, and that was John's intention because he liked to experiment with all kinds of possibilities